Good morning, viewers. And today we are here again with a very special episode of MediChit Chat. And we have with us a very senior pediatrician, Dr. Shweta Nair. And she has done a lot of special kind of fellowships, which she will be able to tell us. And today we are going to discuss about ADHD, which is also known as Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder. So Shweta, before we begin and हम आपसे बहुत सारी बातें करें, I want you to introduce yourself.
Good morning, viewers. Thank you, Richa ma'am, for this wonderful opportunity. Hello, viewers. I'm Dr. Shweta Nair. I'm a developmental pediatrician based across hospitals in Navi Mumbai. I have done my MD in pediatrics, post which I've pursued a fellowship at CMC Vellore for 2 years, and I've also done my IAP fellowship. I'm currently pursuing a neurodisability diploma from Sheffield University.
All right. So it's been how many years, Shweta, since the time that you have started consulting?
Developmental pediatrics, it's been almost 5 years.
So long time. So you have lot of experience. ये जो ADHD वाले बच्चे होते हैं उनको मैनेज करने के लिए सबसे पहले वो जो मूवी हमने देखी थी तारे ज़मीं पे, did it really touch that ADHD kind of a problem or it was very superficial?
As most Hindi movies, yes, it did touch briefly upon the topic, but also there was an exaggerated portrayal also of the same, because of which parents get very anxious as they draw comparisons between the two.
अच्छा. So now if somebody has to say ADHD, तो मतलब ये कौन से बच्चे होते हैं जिनको क्लास में हमेशा बाहर खड़ा करते हैं, या how do you want our viewers to understand ADHD and things surrounding that?
So ADHD unfortunately is used very loosely these days. Medically put, of course, it is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. तो हम लोग जब पेरेंट्स को पूछते हैं थोड़ा ज़्यादा चंचल है क्या, द इम्पोर्टेंस बीइंग गिवन टू द वर्ड ज़्यादा चंचल है क्या, एक जगह पे स्थिर नहीं बैठता है क्या बच्चा, ध्यान इधर उधर बहुत ज़्यादा भटकता है क्या. And in fact, parents also bring this to our notice when it starts impacting their academics.
Correct.
It does not so much come into their notice when it is just affecting their peer interaction or socialization, because we do not give so much importance to these things. However, that also has to be given, but until the time it doesn't press on the academics, parents don't seem to be too worried about it.
Okay.
So when the hyperactivity or the inattention gets beyond a certain measure, that it starts affecting different domains of the child's development, that is when it has to be brought into a pediatrician's notice.
करेक्ट. तो अधिकतर समय तो ये टीचर्स ही बताते होंगे कि आपका बच्चा शांत नहीं बैठता या दूसरों को डिस्टर्ब करता है या अपना जो भी. तो ये नॉर्मली टीचर्स को कैसे पता चलता है कि इस बच्चे को उनके पेरेंट्स को थोड़ा सा ध्यान देना चाहिए?
So recently most schools across at least across Navi Mumbai, I've noticed most teachers are very well aware of such things.
Okay.
So teachers are very good, very astute in most schools to pick up this 1 or 2% of children in their class who seem to be slightly misbehaving. I shouldn't be even using the word misbehaving, but who are not like the rest of them. जिनको थोड़ा ज़्यादा बोलना पड़ा कि नहीं बैठो एक ही जगह पे, या फिर बार बार कोक्स करना पड़ता है कंप्लीट योर एक्टिविटी, ये एक्टिविटी के बाद हम लोग जाएंगे. But given that they bring it to our notice, parents should also look into it at the right time. Because at PTM meetings nowadays, each school has a counselor. So the job of this counselor actually is to pick and choose such children and send them for help at the right time.
तो श्वेता ये कितना इट इज़ सच अ सटल थिंग, क्योंकि कितनी बार तो बच्चे हमारे घर में भी होते हैं, इनफैक्ट हर फैमिली में होते हैं, हर जॉइंट फैमिली में, या जब हम समर वेकेशन में मिलते थे तो उसमें एक दो बहुत ही एक्स्ट्रा नॉटी वाले थे. तो क्या आजकल ये ओवर डायग्नोज होता है?
Actually, statistically, they say 11% of children actually have ADHD, which is a lot.
Okay.
So, naughtiness to a certain extent, again, it is different across different age group. Preschool children में ज़्यादातर hyperactivity की तरह manifest होता है. Hyperactivity and inattention.
Okay.
आस्ते आस्ते when they grow big, when they go into the school-going age group variety, that is when it starts being cognitive या academic difficulties. And then slowly they get easily distracted. They are not able to focus on different tasks given at hand.
Right. तो दैट इज़ द टाइम व्हेन द
Yes.
एक्चुअली एज यू हैव राइटली प्रॉब्ली मेंशन कि जब पहली बार बच्चे के मार्क्स वार्क्स अच्छे नहीं आते होंगे
हाँ.
तो पेरेंट्स कैंटीन या खड़े हो जाते कि अरे मेरे बच्चे को क्या हो गया, एंड
Yes.
तब तक भी टीचर्स बोलते होंगे बट तब
बोलते
तो
होंगे.
बच्चा छोटा है, ध्यान नहीं
So
देता.
generally the misconception is that हाँ ठीक है लड़का है थोड़ा बदमाशी तो करेगा ही.
करेगा ही.
But वो लाइन जहाँ पे थोड़ा से ज्यादा हो रहा है बदमाशी, that is when you need to seek help.
All right.
And it's always better to bring it to a pediatrician's notice to just see कि हाँ ठीक है सब ठीक है. Whether the pediatrician gives a go ahead, then you can. But in case the pediatrician also says कि no, there is something amiss about this child, it's better to get it further checked.
ऑल राइट, बिकॉज इट इज़ सो सटल, क्योंकि बदमाशी है और फिर एकदम सडनली से देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड एज एन ADHD. तो हाउ डू यू एक्चुअली कंफर्म द डायग्नोसिस कि ये बच्चा जो है ये सिर्फ बदमाश नहीं है, इसको थोड़ा सा एक्स्ट्रा केयर और हैंडलिंग लगेगा?
So generally हम लोग जब पेरेंट इंटरव्यू लेते हैं, when we speak to the parents alongside with the child, you see that the child is slightly fidgety, not sitting in one place. You keep giving different age appropriate tasks या age appropriate activities or toys, and you see that बच्चे का बहुत fleeting attention है. हाँ 30 seconds इसमें, फिर 30 seconds इसमें, इतना भी नहीं sustain कर पाता है बच्चा. And during the parent interview, we ask that, this problem, are you facing it at home? Are you getting these complaints from school? When you take him outside to probably a relative's house or a friend's house, are you facing this problem? So if this problem is persistent across more than 2 social settings, then it is, yes, problematic.
So now I understand why we need you specially to diagnose these things, because ये तो बहुत common भी है कि कुछ बच्चे आते हैं तो पहले ही हमको सब कुछ हटा देना पड़ता है.
Yes.
कि बाप रे, मतलब you know that a small baby terror is entering the house.
पहले से फोन कॉल जाता है कि हाँ ये आ रहा है.
हाँ, तो पता चलता है कि वो थोड़ा नॉटीनेस और बदमाशी से थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा है एक्चुअली. कौन से एज ग्रुप्स में ये ज़्यादा कॉमन होता है डॉक्टर श्वेता?
So to diagnose it, like affirmatively to diagnose it, you say that the child has to be 5 years or older.
Okay.
Plus उतना तो लगता है जब तक स्कूल वालों को भी पहचान में आता है that this is there. But subtle signs of ADHD, like proper ADHD, you can start seeing from 3 years itself.
Okay. So it can present very young also.
Yes.
All right. And is there any thing कि अगर हम थोड़ा जल्दी उसको डायग्नोस करें और अगर आपके पास लाएं तो do you have better kind of results, or management is better if you pick it up early?
Absolutely. Now the issue with ADHD, there is no harm in being ADHD, but the problem is that it is also closely connected with other conditions like say conduct disorder, anxiety, depression, oppositional defiant disorder. So all these things present in your juvenile age group, when there can be some delinquent behavior. वहाँ तक ना जाए बच्चा करके we start early so that the child is able to handle this condition on his own.
All right.
Right? Manage his daily affairs on his own, because ADHD can be there in many children. Okay. Just that certain percentage of population can also have these coexisting conditions which we need to filter at the earliest.
Coming to I always, I think we all believe, especially in Indian culture, that the home or the family is the first kind of first contact, और बहुत कुछ हमारा जो conditioning है या हमारा shaping of character है, it begins in the family itself. So do you feel that ADHD has some kind of family thing also, कि the kind of family the baby is seeing the first time?
So ADHD frankly is has multifactorial involvement. They say there is a genetic basis, there is a neurochemical basis. Yes, environment, too much stimulation, understimulation is also contributory to ADHD. So parents being over involved, pampering the child way too much, not letting the child do anything, mollycoddling too much, can also lead to this. Or if they are being extremely bossy, extremely authoritarian, there has to be a fine line between that as well. Can also aggravate the symptoms of an already present ADHD.
Because, sorry to interrupt, but because I understand कि while you are counseling the baby को तो इतने 3 साल के बच्चे को क्या ही समझता होगा, तो it will be a lot of counseling and support from the family the way you want it to be. So what are the few things which you feel कि एक ADHD का बेबी है तो फैमिली में ये कुछ चीज़ें सबको आनी चाहिए कि इतना तो समझ में आ जाए कि आपके बेबी को इस तरह का ट्रीटमेंट बेटर रहेगा?
So even while they come to us, the purpose of counseling them, the purpose of therapy Everything has just one underlying principle: how to discipline the child, as in how to teach the child how to schedule daily activities.
Okay.
So children with ADHD or even adults with ADHD, the only challenge that they face is to organize their day.
Okay.
So as parents, as a family, we have to make sure that everything runs as per schedule. There's the bedtime is from so and so time, TV time is from so and so time, play time is from so and so. So if you schedule the day, that makes it easier for the child to organize himself.
So at least that much parents can definitely do,
yes.
that they
And earlier on, if these habits are initiated, this goes a whole lifelong.
all right. And what do you feel that there are a lot of families, या I have seen a lot of parents जो हमेशा उनका ना ये रहता है, तुम ये करोगे तो तुमको ये कर मिलेगा. They always keep on like हर चीज़ के पीछे तुमको कुछ ना कुछ bribe मिलने वाला है. तो what is this? Does it work in such kids or it doesn't?
So this is one of the principles that again we use. It's called a token economy. That's how we'd like to coin it.
Okay.
Positive rewarding, basically.
Okay.
But that also, for that, the child needs to be conditioned. Let's make it a positive token economy as compared to the bribe that we are used to as a whole.
No.
So how do we do that? That yes, you have behaved well. For example, TV. TV is a major weakness for most children. You want to watch TV? Yes, you can watch half an hour of TV provided you finish the task at hand. So what happens? The child is getting what he wants. You have set a time limit to the task that you do not want to give him too much of. At the same time, the child is learning that yeah, I've done something good which I was supposed to. Hence, I got my reward.
Right.
But on the days for him to value this reward, on the days that he does not do, you say that sorry, your TV privileges are not valid today.
Okay. So it is more subtle and more positive kind of building.
Yes.
All
so it's a win-win situation for both the parties.
Of them. Nice. Is there any investigation which you advise these kids?
We actually do a checklist. It's either a Vanderbilt checklist or a Connors checklist. We follow the American Academy of Pediatrics guidelines, based on which it's the DSM-5 criteria, based on which we deduce that this child could have ADHD. And then we follow this checklist of Vanderbilt or Connors, based on which like the comorbid conditions can be identified.
Right.
And for every child with ADHD, because it eventually can lead to learning disabilities or academic concerns, we have to get a vision and hearing assessment done, mandatory.
Okay. This is I think I just wanted so that हमारे viewers को ये clearly पता चलता कि ADHD और ये autism, ये दो words जो हैं कभी कभी interchangeably भी use हो जाते हैं. तो किसी को अगर ये समझना है कि what is ADHD और क्या ऑटिज्म है, तो उसको सिंपल लैंग्वेज में या सिंपल अंडरस्टैंडिंग में आप कैसे समझाते हैं?
सो चिल्ड्रन विद ऑटिज्म को बोलते हैं स्वमग्नता या खुद की दुनिया में रहना, राइट? सो व्हेन चिल्ड्रन आर लाइक दैट, व्हेन दे आर अनअटेंडेड, अनएंगेज्ड, मतलब किसी की तरफ ध्यान नहीं दे रहे, दे टेंड टू बी हाइपर एक्टिव और रेस्टलेस. Autism and ADHD are very closely linked. Around 50-60% of children on the spectrum, autism spectrum disorder जो बोलते हैं, उनको ADHD के भी features होते हैं.
Okay.
So both of these are behavioral conditions itself. So when you do therapy, it focuses on reducing your fidgetiness, restlessness. At the same time, if you have autism, you will have other issues also linked, like say sensory issues, repetitive behaviors, which is not seen in ADHD. ADHD basically causes executive functioning disorders, like how to plan, how to execute, how to systematize things. That is what an occupational therapist focuses on.
So in case, because I don't know anything about this field, तो मैं ये जानना चाहती थी कि अगर हमको दो बेबीज़ मिलते हैं जिसमें आपने ही डायग्नोस किया है कि ये बेबी ADHD है और ये ऑटिज्म है, तो आपको दोनों में से किसका प्रोग्नोसिस बेटर लगता है, ADHD का या ऑटिज्म का?
Very tough question. But having said that, neither of them have a bad prognosis, to be honest.
Nice.
But autism, again, severity hota hai.
Okay.
So if autism or ADHD is associated with any other medical conditions like say seizures या preterm delivery हुआ, कुछ भी other factors, medical co-founding factors है, then the prognosis is not very great.
Okay.
However, if it is just regular plain and simple ADHD or autism without any other confounding factors, the prognosis is not bad provided early intervention is initiated. The earlier you start, you are off to a better start.
So how do these kids of ADHD eventually do? They must be coming very young to you. So as you follow them, how do you feel that they become Do they improve?
Yes. So again, it depends upon what age they come.
All
If they come really early, so what we do is just behavioral intervention, occupational therapy, help them manage their daily affairs, daily
Okay.
chores, activities of daily living, ADL activities, what we call.
Okay.
How to sit in one place, how to plan such things, plan your day, like bathing when, brushing when, how to do it.
Okay.
Initially, a lot of prompts are given, slowly the prompts are weaned off. For younger children, when they are school going age group, in cases where they are older than 6 to 7, we may have to start medication.
Okay.
So we found that medication along with therapy provides good results.
Okay.
If there are sleep disturbances, that needs to be addressed as well, because a lot of children, because again it's all about planning the day. If we teach them how to plan, if we enable them to work in a good environment, nothing like it. However, in cases where medicine is required also, we have noticed that medication is not a long-term option. It's only to help them adjust to therapy, and once they do that, we remove the medication.
लुक हम लोग ये बात करें ADHD का, और ये थोड़ा सा रीसेंट कंसेप्ट है.
Yes.
मतलब मैं ऐसे मान सकती हूँ कि चलो ये 15-20 साल में ज़्यादा लोगों को पता चल गया है. एक पीडियाट्रिशियन से बच्चों का मिलना भी ज़रा ज़्यादा हो गया है ना. पहले तो ऐसा नहीं था, एक किसी गवर्नमेंट सेंटर में जाओ, अपना वैक्सीनेशन ले लो और काम ख़त्म हो गया. बट आजकल तो लोग पीडियाट्रिशियन के पास जाते हैं. तो जिन बच्चों में ये मिस हो जाए ADHD का जो परेशानी है, बच्चा बहुत बदमाश है, उसको नानी के पास भेज दो, जो टिपिकल इंडियन हमारा जो मेथड होता है ऐसे बच्चों को पैम्पर करने का या मैनेज करने का, तो वो थोड़े अडल्टहुड में कैसा बिहेव करते हैं?
So again, in adulthood, these children can face problems with their executive functioning, systematizing things. They'll be more disorganized, not able to do any out of the box things, like you, for example, throw a surprise test at them. They'll go berserk because they're not able to fit that into their daily routine. So basically, we need to teach them to stick to a routine. थोड़ा सा भी distraction हो जाता है, they get extremely distracted. So such children, even in school, these days our schools are very accommodating. They make a lot of provisions for such children. Shadow teachers is a new concept in school. Lot of schools are, be it government or non-government schools, they all provide provision for shadow teachers. They make the environment much less distracting. ऐसे नहीं कि खिड़की खुला है, कबूतर आ रहा है, ट्रेन जा रहा है, ये सब नहीं. These all are added distractions to that factor. These children, once identified, are made to sit very close to the teachers, so that the teacher can itself keep prompting to the children. Given some extra allowance, like extra time दिया या calculator दिया, maths का problem. But once you've gotten the diagnosis, then you can avail these provisions from the school.
So do these kids require some special schooling?
Not in all cases. Again, depending upon the severity that the child has. Some cases may require, but again, most schools are able to handle children with ADHD.
So they can continue to be in this
mainstream. Yes.
And they can eventually do fairly well.
Very well they do, yes. They actually can outlive any of us also with the diagnosis, and we may not even identify that they have ADHD. They just learn how to live with it and manage their affairs accordingly.
Alright. There is this one little, I don't know if I should say controversial, but something which is very much Googled, something which everybody wants to know, is about stem cell and autism, stem cell and ADHD. So what is your personal opinion and what does the research show?
So research, personal opinion across all pediatricians of India at least, definitively says that stem cell therapy is not a validated tool. You cannot use it for conditions like autism, ADHD, cerebral palsy, learning disability, come what may. Nothing has been scientifically proven as of now. The latest paper, the latest consensus guidelines also say the same. So pediatricians all across India are against stem cell therapy and do not advocate the use of stem cell therapy. It's not proven to be effective.
But still so many parents are seeking it.
Yes. As a desperate measure, most people actually, Indian mentality says that, if I pay a high price, must be something of good worth. Right? But that is not the case with stem cell therapy.
Because a few of the people whom I have just spoken to, they say that the parents are so convinced कि नहीं पिछली बार से definitely baby is doing better.
So what happens in the institutes of stem cell therapy is that they offer therapy alongside occupational therapy or behavioral therapy alongside stem cell therapy. It's not one without the other. So you do not know what actually is working for the child.
Probably the holistic approach must be kind of
is what
the other things are probably working much more than actual
stem cell therapy.
All right, makes lot of sense there. All right. Now, if the parents want to come to you for ADHD, what kind of support system and what kind of treatment are they expecting?
So we again see the family as a whole as to who all can be contributing and helping with the therapy, who all can't, because each family has a different setup.
Correct.
Again, most of us live in a small nuclear family setup where at least one parent out of the two is working. In 50% of the cases, both the parents are working. So initially, when they come to us, we help them with an occupational therapy strategy where again the child's restlessness, hyperactivity, sitting tolerance, inattention, all this is worked upon. Simultaneously, communication attempts are bettered as well.
Right.
In these, even the occupational therapists help in training you for doing ADL activities or activities of daily living where children falter a little bit. They keep needing prompts.
Right.
So that prompts, like I said, is weaned out gradually.
All right.
And after that, if academic issues are there, remedial education is offered. If there is a speech issue, then speech is given. If it's an older child who is borderline facing certain anxiety issues, unable to control his temper or rage,
Correct.
some psychological counseling is given. Parents often also require counseling as to how to handle this
Correct.
situation.
I think that's the most important thing.
Yes,
Because
yes.
as a kid, if I'm naughty, I'm just, or whatever, I'm having ADHD,
Yes.
that's my personality. But for parents to,
And also we
accommodate.
as a therapist or as a doctor, we handle these children for just 1 or 2 hours. The
Correct.
remaining 20 plus hours, the child is with the parent.
Right.
So it's really challenging for the parents.
So-
So we offer counseling for the parents. We also give the parents some strategy as to how to manage the child.
Right.
Of course, the medicines, if given, which is in like probably less than 5% of the cases, if given, will do its work. But for the parents, how to engage with the child, that is something that most new age parents are finding very difficult. How to engage with the child.
Right. So we learned a lot, and I'm sure it's such a complex thing that it is not possible to cover a topic like this in 20-25 minutes. But I just wanted your opinion about if there is a child who's having ADHD. Do they have friends, and can a friend's circle make them mold them in any form?
Yes. So important message from me to all the parents, which we do not give too much virtue to, is socialization and social circle for a child as well. It starts from probably at 2-3 years, when you send the child to a daycare or a playgroup, the importance of a social circle. So children with ADHD find it slightly difficult to maintain a small group of friends constantly. They have a fleeting group of friends. Today they are my friends, tomorrow these people are my friends. It keeps changing. If they find it difficult to maintain that social circle, which is fine, as long as they are socializing, we have to keep encouraging them to be amongst friends, because children develop and learn a lot of things from other children.
Correct. So, just one, because we discussed this COVID period when actually the kids were kind of cut off from the society, the school. School has a lot of ups and downs, but it's a happy place finally. So, do you feel the cases of ADHD have kind of increased post-COVID?
Again, a lot of cases have been misdiagnosed, because it's almost like you've trapped the child inside the house for 2 years and suddenly let them loose. So they have gone all over the place.
Okay.
Right? So then the parents also, most parents come to me saying that अरे 2 साल तक घर पे था, अच्छा था, ऑनलाइन टीचिंग करते थे हम लोग, तो बैठता था, सब करता था, अभी स्कूल में गया तो बस भाग रहा है. But give them that leeway for some time till they get adjusted. For 2 years, if any of us were kept shut inside the house, I'm sure even we would also behave like that.
All right.
But if this problem persists, then seek help.
Seek help. Thank you, Dr. Shweta. We learned so much, including myself. But अगर आप अपनी तरफ से इस स्पेशल टॉपिक के बारे में हमारे पेरेंट्स को कुछ भी और बताना चाहेंगे, it will be such a pleasure to hear you.
So, a lot of time the society plays a major role. Society stigmatizes the parents कि क्या है, बच्चे पे थोड़ा कंट्रोल भी नहीं है आप लोग के अपब्रिंगिंग की वजह से बच्चा ऐसा हुआ है. Don't get traumatized, don't get stigmatized by these things. Seek help if you think, if there's even 1% of doubt, seek help. आप पूछ लीजिएगा कि क्या इसमें कुछ है प्रॉब्लम, ADHD. It can be managed. It is a condition which can be managed. It's not a detrimental condition. It's not a death sentence at all. So please seek help at the earliest. इट्स ओके व्हाट द सोसाइटी थिंक्स ऑफ यू. एट द एंड ऑफ द डे हमारा बच्चा हम लोग कैसे हैंडल करेंगे, दैट इज व्हाट वी आर हियर टू हेल्प यू.
So very true. Thank you so much, Dr. Shweta. It was such a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, ma'am.
Thank you
very
so much. Thanks a lot.
Take care.